Hello everybody, this is Dr. T.H. Culhane from the USF Patel College of Global Sustainability at the Rosebud Continuum Eco Science Center, a 501c3 that is solving all your sustainability problems by life testing them here at home. And our motto is, we are not professionals. Please do try this at home. I mean, we have our own professions, but all of us are experimenting, trying new cutting edge things at the citizen and household level. And one of the things we're trying to do is solve that plastic crisis. And we just got a $2,000, actually $1,400 precious plastic shredder, a small model that runs off 110 volts from the Elizabeth Moore Foundation. And then Marianne Bishop of Rosebud Continuum purchased a $2,000 with shipping granulator, which will do small hard plastics like these bottle caps. And between them, we're able to get fine shreds down to the industrial particle size level. And that level of shredding and grinding enables us to then give that material to a company called Globe Eco that takes coconut husk, and here's their shredded coconut husk right there, and then by pressure treating at a certain temperature the coconut, it releases the lignin, which then can bind with the plastic, and there's our number 7 plastic right there, and make a nice water-resistant, moisture-resistant, insect pest-resistant board that can be of any thickness. And here's one infused with plastic, number 7, the non-recyclable plastics. Nice, great for drilling, and really good for making walls. Better than particle board and better than plywood. They've done other grinds. The finer you shred it, the better it is, as you can see here. So we're really excited to be working on this project. It's now a matter of getting all of our household plastic shredded up. This here is 3/4 of a year's worth of number 7 plastic. We fill these up once a year's worth of number 7, which is your chips bags and your candy wrappers and protein bar wrappers and your food packaging and all the schmutzy stuff that no one will allow you to recycle. A year's worth of stuff, when you shred it down to particle size, will fill a 27-gallon tote. That's our average right now. And so I'm finishing it up, but one thing I did learn, I used to get this machine jammed all the time because I was using the plunger that came with it. And when you put the plunger in, you risk jamming up the gear, and then it trips the circuit, and then you got to go reset the circuit. I've learned that this is not the best way to do it. This is what comes with it, so you'd think that this would work. No, what works better is just a cardboard spoon. And if I just take all of this pre-shred and I start filling this up, you'll think, and I'm not going to do this anymore. By the way, I did a pre-shred because I was gumming up the machine using the plunger. Now that I don't use the plunger, I won't gum up the machine. I won't have to do a pre-shred and then a post-shred. I'll just do a single shred. But I do want to show you that if you start gumming up this machine like this and putting all this in there, so let me just really fill this thing up to the level where it would jam the machine. So we're going to take all this, and yes, I'm going to vacuum the rest of that up and then put it back in the machine. But if I just fill this to the brim, as you see me doing here, very quickly. Now, if I take this and I start to jam it down, it's going to start putting pressure on that, and it's going to jam it. And actually, or it's going to just sit there and do nothing because it can't get through, right? It just bounces up. So what I have to do instead, because that's not going anywhere or it jams, is dig with the cardboard spoon, and that enables the shredding mechanism to grab and push, and I get a nice shred going. And you can see even at the top now, I'm getting shreds that are almost industrial particle size, but not quite. And I'm getting a nice motion, a vertical motion, no jamming happening. And then you can see down here the fine particles that are spilling down, and there it is right there. So this is the technique that we are going to recommend. So let's just end this by saying, if you get one of these precious plastic shredders, trade your plunger for a cardboard spoon. The only exception to this is if I'm taking something like this bottle, then I do have to get it down, and the cardboard spoon won't help me, so I do use the plunger just to, there you go, plunge it down to get it started. And once I've got it started, then I'll go back to my cardboard spoon and get that bottle to finish grinding. And it still can cause some jamming when you're mixing big plastic with shredded plastic, and I tripped the circuit. That's what happens. So you see, This stuff here will gum up the gears if it clogs it with a bigger plastic. So when I'm using, let me just show you again, when I'm using something like these bottles, of course, when I put them in, if there's all this stuff in there, this stuff is going to get caught in between and it's going to cause a clog. So really what you want to do is get all your number 7s done first, then go back to your number 1s, your number 2s, your number 4s, your number 5s and 6s. Those are the recyclable plastics. The 7 is the stuff like plastic bags and chips wrappers and potato chip bags and things like that. So that's what we're suggesting now. Do your separation. It's still important so that your harder plastics can be processed individually, and then you will use the plunger to get them started, and you'll ride the gear and then go for a cardboard spoon.